Alright, so welcome back again. So in this wonderful and exciting tutorial, we'll be trying to explore some of the available AI agents. So in today's tutorial, we'll be exploring Mistral AI, right? So Lacha, which is free. And then we'll be exploring the agents that they have. So if I go to the agent tab, we have some agents. You can create your own agent, or you can browse an agent, right? So let's see some of the agents we have. We have the data analysis, which I was trying. If I click on it, I can either customize or chat. So let's go to the chat. Now we have it here, right? Perfect. So let's see what we can do. So I'm going to be using this data set from UCI machine learning repository, which we explored some time ago, and we want the AI agent to be able to analyze this and give us some information, right? So I'll go down here. I've already downloaded the data set, so I'll go here and then I'll attach the data set, which is here, right? The CSV format. And then I'm going to say that, okay, make a detailed EDA analysis. So I wanted to know what EDA is, if it's smart, of this data set. So EDA means exploratory data analysis. So I want to know whether it actually understands it. So it's now analyzing. It picks the data, and behind the scene, what I'm thinking it to do is that it will read the file, like how we would have done with pandas, and then it's going to start processing the data, right? So what in case I was writing in Python, I would have done is that in case I was writing in Python, I would have done something like this. So Python, I would have done import pandas as PD, and then after that I'll read the data as I want, right? To read the data, then df is going to be my pd.read underscore CSV, then I'll pass in the data set I want to read, like that, right? So this is exactly what it's doing behind the scene. So instead of me typing, now the AI agent is doing that for me, right? So it worked for 13 seconds, which is not bad. And then it's going to read the data set. Oh wow, that is quite interesting. It's going to read the data set, give us the number of entries. It's very sensitive, right? The number of the health metrics talks about the key columns, which is exactly what we have here. So we have this amount of instance, so 3, 2, 0, and then 38, which is similar to what we have here, right? And then if I go up, it's still analyzing, right, which is quite cool. So we have the one here, the summary statistics, which is very good. It was able to go to the data set and find the mean age together with the mean BMI, and then the laboratory values that are together with their respective means. Then it do the next steps for EDA, right? It automatically know that EDA stands for exploratory data analysis. So it's doing the data cleaning, checking for missing values, descriptive analysis, correlation analysis, facial analysis. This is very useful. Then after that, it created some plots. Wow, this is interesting, right? It's able to create a distribution plot for the age and for the BMI. And this one it couldn't, yeah, but we will get there. And then we also do an observation from the plot, which is quite interesting. So 40s and 50s, that is interesting. And also if I go down here, we have the correlation map, the hit correlation. These are specific for distribution of age and BMI again. Then let's go back again. So many plots. Wow, this is nice. It was able to give us this wonderful correlation matrix heat map out of the box. I wonder how it is doing that behind the scene. The agents are very interesting. Then it gives us some explanation of it, which is very useful. And then we see the main discussions. The nice thing about the analysis or data agent is that it also gives the code behind the scene. So this is the code that it used to explore, right? You can actually use this code. So import, this is exactly what I would have done. Exactly that did the same thing, but I would have done it inside functions, right? Which is very cool, right? So the next thing we can do is that we have to do outlier detection. So let's see if it understood this. So let's add what will be the next steps. Feature engineering, I want to check, and then feature selection. So now we are just chatting with it. So let's see if it's going to apply. Can you add feature engineering and feature selection? It's just giving a description, but I don't know whether it's going to apply it to, yeah, it's applying it. Apparently it's applying it to what we have here, which is good, right? It's doing a collision analysis, going to remove highly correlated features. These are very useful, right? And I'm thinking that in the future, if you add voice to this, it will be very useful. Can you apply it to the data? To our data set. And let's see if it can build a model. Wow, so you see it's telling us a running code interpreter. This is free, right? Just I'm not paying anything. You can see what it's doing behind the scene. So it's trying to find the age and BMI interactions, the body mass, and then some other polynomial features. It's doing the age grouping, which is exactly what I've done. If you check the other tutorial, then once it's finished, it's also doing, oh, okay, label encoder to process it. And later on, after that's finished, I would want it to also do model building. Let's see if it will be able to do that. Just giving us very insightful information. Let's say, can you add ML model to predict the Gallstone status based on our dataset using scikit-learn, right? So the more you know, the more better it becomes for it, and now automatically just building it, right? So it's giving us the code that is going to use to do it. This is faster than me, right? But because I already know it, it's able to give, and wow, it gave us the, oh, how did it run to give this? If you check the tutorial we did some time ago, you notice that this was actually the accuracy, right? And then the confusion matrix, the classification reports, and let's see if it can interpret this result. Model using Eli 5 and Lime. Let's see if it can do that. So we are telling to interpret the model using Eli 5, and then now it's giving us the, wow, this is quite interesting. So you see that it seems like 5 is not available in this environment. Oh, okay, so that means they have a sandbox in which they have tools there, right? Oh, okay, that is quite interesting. So you see that the code is actually correct, and you see that it tried to it tried to install it, right? And then it couldn't find it. So that means they have a group of packages that they use for this, right? Interesting. And then now it was able to print out using the, this is important, right? This is using a different approach instead of using the Eli 5. The Eli 5 would have given us something similar as we saw in the other video. Then we see the line. So pip install, okay, it was able to install it. Let's see. Then show a notebook. Wow. So can you install Eli 5 and then generate the model interpretation? Let's see if the AI agent interpretation is autonomous. Let's see if it can install. It's autonomous but doesn't have control, right? I cannot install new libraries like Eli 5. I can help you. It's quite interesting. So this is very useful. This is one of the agents that we have for LaChat, right? Very, very nice, very cool. So let me know your opinion about this platform. And I like this, right? I like all of these things. It's very cool. Then there are also some other tools you can also see. You can also enable the code interpreter, which is enabled. The document search, we can also enable web search in case you want. There are also other connectors. You can connect to different platforms, which is very cool. And then there is also, well, this code interpreter is very nice, right? I think I have to explore how the code interpreter works. And let's see if you can create an agent. I'll go back here, new chat, and not a new chat, but let's go to my agent. Let's see if I can create an agent. So this is how to create an agent. So you write the instructions for the agent, you give the guardrails, the knowledge, then you can now save it, right, and use the agent, which is a very nice idea. Very cool. So thank you for watching. See you in the next session. Stay blessed.